Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of the Poppin' Off podcast. My name is Tyler.
My name is Aaron.
At least we hope it is. And this is another exciting edition of our podcast. Where would you like to start today? Because there's a lot of things I'm ready to talk about. Do you want to start with the Falcon Winter Soldier?
I was gonna say you are right. I'm actually not Aaron. I'm Mephisto. So
Okay, I figured.
On that topic, we'll get into Falcon and Winter Soldier. What do you think of it?
I actually really liked this episode a lot more than last week. Mainly because we got to see, Falcon and Winter Soldier, come together, and I thought their chemistry was so awesome. I mean, they had a little bit of chemistry in the movies, but this whole episode was pretty much them the whole time together, and I really liked it. I really liked the character building. I like that they elaborated on the new Captain America, Walker. We can talk about him. And yeah, I mean, the first episode was really good too, but that was more of like a, here's everything. Let's introduce everything. Now we're starting to get a little bit of, action going. And yeah, I don't know. I just really love the moments they all had together. Like, even when they're sitting, all four of them are sitting in the back of that car, or talking to each other. I don't know why. I was just like, man, I love this. So yeah, what'd you think of the episode?
I don't agree with you much. I wasn't a big fan of this episode.
Really?
Actually, yeah. I just kind of felt there was something about it I wasn't just a big fan of. Like I was like, when they introduced Bucky and the Falcon together, it kind of just happens, and you're just like, oh, okay, I guess it's
Yeah.
Like I understand why Bucky might have just been like, oh, don't do this shield, like why'd you give away the shield? And I was like, okay. But then the next scene he just randomly just does the mission with him. I was like, okay, why does he do this mission? Like he's not like beforehand he's just like, oh, I don't really want to talk to anybody, but now he's openly doing missions with him. So I thought that was kind of like random and kind of just like was rushed through.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm still not a big like the story or like goal is very interesting. The Flag Smashers, like they want life before everyone was brought back, but I feel like they haven't really shown that. Cool, they're kind of just like bad guys, and I don't really feel like any kind of like I don't feel like I understand them or have kind of like a clue of them enough. Like they're not like an actual villain, kind of like Thanos or something. I mean, obviously not. It's only been 2 episodes, but I still don't really feel like these like they're entertaining enough to kind of hold their own scenes.
Okay.
And obviously there's new Captain America, and even though I'm pretty sure he was written so everybody hates him, like I felt like that was the most interesting kind of thing to see, like how he's kind of taking being Captain America and everyone's kind of reaction to it. And I thought that was funny and like interesting. So that was definitely, I think, the more highlight of the show. But I think I prefer the first episode.
Okay.
And yeah, but this one just kind of felt like they were kind of just rushing too many things, and nothing was really kind of, I guess, developed enough, I don't think, for how much concepts they're putting into the episode.
Yeah, I mean, the Flag Smashers, I kind of agree. They're not, I mean, to me, they're a little bit dull, but, we still have 4 more episodes, so we'll probably, I don't know, we might get a flashback of, like in WandaVision, we had a flashback with Monica when the blip happened. So maybe we'll get a flashback with them during, the 5 years when everyone was gone. We sort of get to understand why, they are the way they are. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I kind of agree with you. Like, so far, I'm not really loving them as villains, but, we are getting Zemo soon, which, I mean, I don't know if he's going to be a villain. I don't know if they're going to break him out of prison or whatever. I don't know how that's going to be. Maybe he's going to do a 180 and become a good guy. I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're kind of right. Bucky does sort of just join in the action. Maybe he just needs something, because he's sort of, he's lonely. He's just living in his apartment, sleeping on the floor. I don't know. Maybe he just wants something to do. And maybe he wanted to, tag along with Sam and then, try to figure out, hey, why did you give up the shield? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I wish you kind of would have explained that more, because even I had some people I know where they're like, so he's just like joins them now, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it was like this or whatever. I kind of had to explain like why I think
uh-huh.
he did that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Maybe they'll talk about it more. Um, but what did you think of the new Captain America, by the way? I was wondering.
So he's a real mixed bag for me, right? And the main thing I like about him is the actor Wyatt Russell. He's in 22 Jump Street. I love that fucking movie. He's hilarious in it, and I really did find him pretty cool for the most part. I didn't like at the end when he's like, "Stay out of our way," because he got fed up with them. But he was trying to be like this nice guy the whole time, and they weren't having it. And sort of, yeah, he was handed this. I mean, I guess you could say maybe he earned it because he said he did jump on top of grenades several times. I don't know. Um, but it's just so weird how they just, the government or whoever's behind this just handed it off to him so fast, like in a matter of like 2 days or something after Sam gave up the shield, and they had a whole retirement ceremony. And then literally like a couple days later, oh, here's a new Captain America. And it's like, okay, maybe this guy didn't earn it, but it does seem like he has a lot of weight on his shoulders. He understands that because the first scene of the episode, he's like, man, I don't know if I can do this. So I don't know, it's a mixed bag for me. I feel like the show is going to do a thing over the next few episodes where we come to, I don't know, we come to like gain his respect, like we respect him as the viewers. Like, I don't know, I feel by the end of the show Falcon will get the shield back and become Captain America, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I didn't deserve this. Here you go, take it." I mean, I don't know. I'm just optimistic that he's a good guy. What do you think? Do you think he's a bad guy?
I think he is a bad guy. I think that's why kind of towards the episode they're kind of teasing it a little bit, where
Uh
he's
huh.
like, get out of my way, and and also in the last episode I predicted it. I said that I feel like race is going to be more of a bigger thing, and that's like a
Oh
big
yeah.
part of the show, like a little moment where they meet the Black Captain America, well,
Mm-hmm.
a black version of Captain America, and they just was just tested on it and didn't get any shine. Then afterwards, where the cops just show up and was like, "Was he bothering you?" to Bucky, which I thought was like, damn.
Yeah, I was like kind of worried. I'm like, man, are they gonna like really shove it in our face? And I don't think they're shoving in our face. Like, I think it's like a fair amount. It's like just enough to where it's like, okay, I
Hmm.
get it, but it's not like over the top. Like that scene where Bucky is the one who ends up getting arrested. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's not
Hmm.
really in our face. But yeah, I do like that they're incorporating that. It's like a really cool thing. It's like a really cool subject matter to have in a superhero TV show, I guess. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and I that's one of the things that I'm liking about the show, how they're kind of talking about topics that aren't really discussed with superhero shows, like
Hmm.
race and having to take out loans and all that, which I think is really interesting to see. So I hope we get more of that somewhat.
Yeah, and then next week it's going to be I don't know. Bucky is 100 years old. He needs Viagra, so he's going to see his doctor and get a prescription, and it's going to be yeah, it's going to be intense.
Yeah, it's gonna be an intense episode.
So what would you rate
So
the
what would you
episode?
give this letter grade?
Yeah,
Oh,
see, we just
okay.
we thought the same thing.
I guess I'll go first since you said it last. I'd say I'd give it a B. I think solid B. I'd give this episode.
Yeah, like I said,
What about you?
yeah, I really loved it. I'd probably give it an A, not an A plus. Same with last week's episode, not necessarily an A plus, but an A. So like a 9 out of 10
Mm-hmm.
probably. Yeah, it's a really good show so far, and it's only going to get better. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So on the topic of superheroes, you watched the Justice League.
Yes. I forgot what day I watched it. It was last week. It might have been Wednesday or something, I think. I don't remember. But I was like, you know what? Let me finally watch this. I need to get in the loop of everything. And man, I gotta say, I remember you told me, it was like, you liked it. It wasn't like spectacular or anything like that. I really loved it. Like, I mean, I really loved it. Now it is
Wow.
it's 4 hours, so I'm not gonna like rewatch it a million times. I mean, I'm sure it's going to get a physical release. That's the rumor right now. If it does, I will definitely buy it. But I'm not going to be, staying subscribed to HBO Max. I got a trial going on right now, and then when it's over, that's it. Uh, but the movie was, oh my god, it's like night and day. The first Justice League release is dog shit. I mean, oh my god, when you compare it to this, it's like a totally different movie. It's epic. It's the character work, especially with Cyborg and Flash, I thought was spectacular. Yeah, I mean, it really reminded me of like how Zack Snyder handled Watchmen, which I love, and it really was like that. It was like on that scale for me, and I would definitely give it like a 9.5 out of 10, like a ridiculously good score like that. And I'm not big on Justice League, like I'm not the biggest DC guy, but it was so good. I mean, I couldn't believe how good it was. And then the ending, I don't know how I feel about the ending, the nightmare sequence, the epilogue, I should say. It was kind of weird. It was
Yeah, that
kind
was
of
kind of
tacked
cringe.
on. Yeah. I mean, it was cool seeing Jared Leto Joker again because, I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. But, I don't know if his scene was like, I mean, there's different interpretations of what the scene means and how it ties in to, what Zack Snyder was planning to do in the future. So I guess that's interesting. But other than that, it felt kind of unnecessary to tag on the end. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I loved it.
I have a theory. I feel like because so many people saw the original Justice League and it was so garbage that anything that was even slightly better was going to seem like amazing and like so much better. Because
Yeah.
it's not hard to do after that. So I feel like kind of people, like, if this was the first original cut, might have not liked it as much. But I feel like because the original Justice League was so bad that everyone's kind of taking this extra, like, oh man, this is like so much better, and like liking it a lot more. So that's kind of my theory. But yeah, I mean, I still stand on it. I mean, I've thought about it a little bit more. Like, it has, for me, it has just spectacular moments. Like the music that plays and like the whole scene when Superman comes back, I was like, oh my god, like this is so cool. I even have the music that plays during that.
Nice.
I downloaded it. Yeah, because it was just so cool, and it's like the perfect kind of workout or something music for me. But yeah, I mean, besides those little moments, like all that was like in the middle, I was like I'm just not that big on, like, I don't know. I feel like it would have done better if maybe it was kind of more condensed. I think a little bit,
I
and
mean,
it would have been
maybe
okay, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, continue. I was
I was
going
gonna say I definitely think I definitely agree though. Like since it is 4 hours, there's definitely like maybe a good 30 minutes of scenes you could trim off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still stick with my like C plus B minus rating, and I can tell you probably want to give it an A.
Yeah, 9.5 for me. I'm pretty sure 9.5. It's not like a 10 out of 10, but it's pretty close. Like the ending for me is tacked on, sort of. I mean, I think it's cool, but then it's like I don't know if it was necessary. And then yeah, like maybe you could trim 30 minutes off the movie, but man, what a freaking improvement! Jesus Christ.
Yep, I do gotta say that it is much more of an improvement.
Yeah, and I'm really getting on the DC hype right now because shortly after we got the Suicide Squad trailer, and oh god, that looks so cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you have a reaction to that.
Yeah, I was
Finally.
like, I gotta, yeah, for a special occasion because I'm so hyped for that movie. And James Gunn, I have so much faith in him, and it's like they're not going to screw up twice. I don't think they screwed up the first time, and I don't think they're going to screw up a second time. This movie looks very faithful to like the original comics, and it's got that style, and it's got that '70s music, and I don't know. I think it's going to be a really cool movie. What do you think of the trailer?
Yeah,
overall?
I think so too. Yeah, I think it is going to be a pretty cool movie. I feel like this is definitely. I know people obviously just want everything to be Snyder, or they're automatically going to hate it. But I feel like this is kind of a step in the right direction where they're kind of letting directors do whatever they want, and you can definitely see that in this trailer that it's just all over the place, all bonkers, which I thought was really cool, and I'm very excited to see this because it's R-rated, and it's going to be so, like, they literally have a villain that's a starfish, which is going to be awesome. So yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm really looking forward to it. Although I do think it was shot like the cinematography, maybe a little bit more, just a tiny bit more color in there, but I feel like that kind of has a purpose for how it is, like, so maybe things stand out more. But it kind of does look a little too gray. But besides
Okay.
that, I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I mean it's only 2 minutes of a 2 hour movie, so we have a lot of stuff we
Yeah.
haven't seen yet. But I'm sure. I mean, even then, once it gets to theaters, it gets up the color. I don't know. But what's really interesting for me is like we got this whole movement now of restore the Snyderverse, and there's also people saying release the Ayer cut of the first Suicide Squad because we know that movie had reshoots all the hell, and he didn't get to make the movie he wanted, and I'd really love to see a 4 hour Suicide Squad from 2016. I'd love to see the Ayer cut. I'm sure it's you know as epic as the Zack Snyder Justice League. Like I don't know. I know James Gunn has said, yeah, this Suicide Squad movie I'm making is my movie. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. But as far as the first one goes, they should release the Ayer cut. I don't know what you think of that.
Yeah, I think they should. I'm interested to see what kind of happened because that director has had some good movies,
Mm-hmm.
like Fury and
Yeah.
a couple of others which were great. So I'm interested to see where they might have taken this one,
Mm-hmm.
and like what exactly was changed and cut and stuff. Obviously, I know there's a lot of Jared Leto stuff that was cut,
Yep.
which I don't know if that's a good thing to put back, but uh, we'll see. Um, so yeah, I mean, I am interested, but regarding like the whole like restore the Snyderverse stuff, I don't know. It kind of that whole movement is kind of it's a mixed bag for me. Like it's cool that they want to have a director come and bring all the movies back and stuff, but I feel like going and constantly just putting that everywhere is gonna kind of make directors feel like who are also making other movies feel like their movies are just nothing to them. Like I feel like so many directors are putting in hard work into movies and want to make kind of movies with these characters that it
Mm-hmm.
kind of doesn't allow them to, and kind of is a little spanny sometimes. Like I've seen times where they've gone and just completely just, oh yeah, like they share a trailer or some new info about something, and just everything is just not about that. So, I mean, I would imagine it kind of sucks sometimes, but I get it. Like, I mean, I would want that too. A director I really like kind of had this big idea that didn't get pulled through. Like, I don't know. It's just a mixed bag for me, but I'm interested to see where the DC goes because I am interested to see the Flash movie,
Yeah.
which is going to go like all over the multiverse and stuff. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely getting more on the DC train.
Yeah, me too. But as far as like the Snyderverse, like I don't know. I feel like people want the DCEU to be like the MCU, where there's like a continual story, but directors are still allowed to do what they want. I mean, I guess the MCU has had problems with that before. Like Edgar Wright was supposed to make the first Ant-Man, that didn't happen because he didn't get to make the movie he
Mm-hmm.
wanted. John Favreau didn't direct Iron Man 3 because they treat him like shit on Iron Man 2. So the MCU is guilty of that. So maybe I think you're right. If they do let Zack Snyder continue his vision, then other directors won't be able to do the films they want. Like I don't know if we would have got a James Gunn Suicide Squad if Zack Snyder was still leading the way, or Warner Brothers or
Mm-hmm.
whoever was in charge. I mean, yeah, I would definitely like to see Zack Snyder continue. Like he's got a zombie movie coming out called Army of the Dead, which looks awesome. But I would love to see him still continue to do like at least for like I don't know the Justice League storyline or like the Batman Superman storyline. Like
Yes.
you can let Patty
Yeah.
Jenkins have Wonder Woman, let James Gunn have Suicide Squad, whoever else have whatever. But like I'd like to see him focus on like Justice League stuff. Like that would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think of Batman in the movie, by the way, in Justice League?
Well, obviously in the first version, they had the reshoots with Ben Affleck not giving a shit, so it sucked. But in this one, he wasn't like a huge part in the movie, which it's okay. I love the Batmobile scene, by the way. That was awesome when they enter the city and he's driving the Batmobile like around so like 100 miles an hour,
Uh-huh.
just shooting down the insects. I really love that stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's just a normal dude with no powers, so when he's surrounded by all these gods, it's like he can only do so much. But no, he was, he definitely seemed like he was still the same Batman from Batman v Superman. Like, he actually looked like he cared. Yeah, much much better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, What else
Yeah,
was I gonna say? Oh, go ahead.
I'm still not a gigantic fan yet of this Batman. Like I mentioned in the last one, and I was like, maybe like I was trying to think about it. I was like, is it still cool? And I still don't think he's that cool. So I still
Yeah.
think they might need a little bit work. But I mean, I still think that I liked the trailer with Edward Pattinson's Batman more than I've liked the movies with this Ben Affleck Batman.
Oh yeah.
Which by the way, I'm like I'm literally so excited for that Batman movie. Like, oh my god,
Yeah, dude.
like
That
it
trailer
looks
with
so
the
good.
Nirvana song, "Something in the Way."
Hmm.
Yeah, dude. That trailer is so epic. You know what? Does that movie comes out next year, right? I forgot when that came out.
I think it's like February or something next year,
Okay, so
something
less
like
than a
that.
year. Nice. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited for that one because Robert Pattinson is so good in Good Time. In The Lighthouse, obviously, as we know.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna kill it as Batman. And Matt Reeves is directing. He made the two most recent Planet of the Apes movies, and those are amazing. So I have complete faith in that movie.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of hype movies, we're less than a couple of days away from Godzilla versus Kong, and like I'm really starting to feel the hype now. Like it's hitting me.
Oh,
Like, oh my god.
yeah, and there's been some reviews. Like Chris Stuckman put out his review. He gave it a B, which is good. Which that's actually a pretty good grade for him to give one of these movies. And then
Yeah.
certain reviews have been saying, yeah, the movie does live up to the action. In his review, he did say, yes, the movie is full of Kong versus Godzilla, thankfully, and the human characters don't suck. So thank God for that.
Oh my god. Yeah. I was like, I felt just so relieved. Seeing that, I was like, oh man, finally gonna get something good. Good
Yeah,
Godzilla
when I
movie. Today.
when I see it Wednesday night, I'm gonna send you a message later after I see it. I'll be like, yeah, man, it was so good. Like I'm sure that's gonna be the message or something. It's gonna be like, oh man, I can't wait for you to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to completely dodge the internet for like 3 days, even though
Yeah,
it already premiered internationally. So I'm just so excited for this.
yeah, man, I'm excited for the Dolby experience. It's gonna be the freaking building's gonna shake. I
Oh
swear.
yeah. Hmm. And I went back to the theater on Saturday for the first time
Oh yeah, you saw
to
Nobody,
watch
right?
Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's pretty good actually. I was surprised. I was thinking it's just gonna be like another generic action movie, but it's actually really good. I'd recommend it.
Okay.
Um, it's obviously it's what everyone's going there for is the action. I'm pretty sure like that's what the big thing is, just seeing like Saul Goodman just beat everybody up. Um, and that movie just completely delivers when it comes to that aspect of it. Like like all the scenes involving him just like having some sort of violence or anything is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's like there's some side characters that are kind of just like they're just kind of there for plot reasons, and the villain is generic, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's extremely short. I was like, oh my god, that's it. It's a very short movie, so it kind of gets straight to the point. And uh, Doc from uh, Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd,
Yeah.
he's in the movie, and oh my god, he's like he steals the scene when every time he's in it. It's like he's laughing every time you see it, and it's awesome. So I would recommend picking up the Blu-ray or checking it out if you can.
Okay.
I think you would really like it.
Okay. Speaking of Back to the Future, we're going to get to that. I want to ask you for Nobody. How would you say it's because obviously there's the John Wick comparisons. I'm curious about this since it is Saul Goodman. I've never seen him do an action role. Like Keanu Reeves has always been an action guy, but like John Wick has a ton of great hand-to-hand combat. It's got a lot of great gunplay. So would you say Nobody is on the same level as that in terms of hand-to-hand combat and gunplay?
I do think so, especially towards I'm not going to get in spoilers, but towards the end, there's like this crazy scene that happens, and it's really well done. The choreography and stuff. It definitely does feel like John Wick, where how like the hand to hand combat is just like on another level. You can tell they really trained for it.
Mm-hmm.
They really took their time making it. This was done by the same, produced by the same guys who made uh the John Wick movies, I think, and it was directed by the guy who made Hardcore Henry, which is
Oh,
another
okay.
crazy action movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so This movie definitely, when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, it's really really cool. It's really good. And all the gun stuff, it's crazy. Like they have a couple of crazy shots in here too. And just stuff that happens. You're like, oh my god, like that's so cool. I keep saying the word cool a lot because that's like the perfect way to describe this movie. It's just really cool. So I would say, yeah, I think you should pick up the Blu-ray when it comes out, and I feel like you're gonna like it if you ever review it at some point here in the podcast.
Okay, I'll definitely get that when it releases. And another thing I was wondering too, in the first John Wick movie, they had this really cool universe that they built up. Like, oh, I could definitely see them making a franchise out of this because they have the whole Continental Hotel and all the assassin underworld thing. Does nobody have like a feeling of like, yeah, this could be a series?
Uh, no, I mean, there's like some teases of little things, but
Uh-huh.
it's like I don't think it's as like a grand scale. Like, oh, there's like this whole like system thing going on. Like, there's this whole like the Continental. Like, there's this already built up universe and rules and stuff. Like, this is kind of
Uh-huh.
just like a little thing. It's not that grand. So, and it's funny because I went in thinking, is this gonna like tie into the John Wick universe? Is there gonna be like a split moment where it's like
Mm-hmm.
you see John Wick or something? But that doesn't happen, unfortunately. But yeah, this is I would add this to a list of like actually solid, entertaining action movies because there's so many action movies now where it's
Yeah.
kind of just like boring. That's kind of gotten boring, but this really does kind of feel like something new, and this was really like thought of, and like this was made from passion,
Mm-hmm.
not just to get money from action. You know.
Yeah. So what would you give it as a letter grade?
Um. Hmm. I think I give it a B plus. I think I give it a B plus.
Okay.
It's a solid movie. So yeah, and I still haven't watched Back to the Future. I just
Ah.
posted a video yesterday of me getting to it, but yeah, no, I didn't. I haven't watched it yet, so probably in the next podcast I'll have my review. But I do have it now, so I have no excuses. Uh,
Yeah, since it
um,
is the first time you're watching them, you have the opportunity. You should watch all three in a row. Like it'll take a couple hours, but it would be a cool experience to experience, all three movies back to back like that because they do. I mean, they made part 2 and 3 a couple of years after the first movie, but it would be cool for you to watch them
mhm.
like in the marathon. I think you should do it that way.
Yeah, and I didn't know that the guy who scored the Avengers is the one who did the score for these movies, which I thought
Yeah,
was really cool.
Alan Silvestri. Yeah,
Um,
he did the Back to the Future theme, which a lot of people think John Williams did it. No, it was Alan Silvestri.
yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah,
That's
because
what I've always heard. I was like, that sounds like him.
because Spielberg,
Steven
he's a
Spielberg
he's a
and
producer for Back to
mhm.
the Future, and a lot of people think that he made the movie. No, he was a producer on the trilogy. Amblin, his production company made it. Robert Zemeckis directed the movies, but since Spielberg is attached, people automatically think John Williams did the score or something. But no, he didn't.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm actually excited to finally watch these for the first time because like everyone just always talks about it being so great. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because the second one was like this big thing a couple years ago because it was 2015. So I get to
Yeah,
kind of see everything about it.
still no flying cars in 2021. But we have coronavirus though, so that's good.
Yeah, we do have coronavirus.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did sign up to get my shot next week, so that's gonna be fun.
Oh, dang. Oh,
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah, I'm getting the Pfizer
Uh,
shot.
oh, so you have to take two of them, right?
Yeah, it's like take one, and then I think a couple weeks later you gotta take a second one. But the more people that take it,
Mm.
obviously the quicker
Soon
things
we'll
can
be
go back to
back.
normal. Yeah, please God,
Mhm.
like seriously.
Yeah, I definitely can tell that things are starting to get more back to normal.
Hmm.
Obviously, I mean it's still out there, but it's definitely getting better, which is finally.
Yeah.
um, yeah. So the reason I didn't watch it was, I guess I'll talk about it because it's something. I don't know if there's any listeners who are kind of into this, but I just recently not like far recently, but little early, like mid to last year, I started getting more just tiny bit into the anime scene.
Oh
Just because
yeah.
I was like, I hear everyone just talk about how like anime and this and that. I was like, let me find a good one. So
Hmm.
I found one that was popular, and I asked my girlfriend, who was like a big anime person, like, what's like a good one for me to start with.
Hmm.
And there's this one anime. It's the only one I've seen so far. I mean, I've seen 2 episodes of like Naruto, which is a big one. But
Yep.
it's just like there's so much into that. It kind of gets like, dang, it's gonna take a bit. It's like jumping into the MCU for the first time, except even bigger than that. But um, it's a show called My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah.
It's about superheroes and stuff. So I recently, well, I finished season 1 a bit ago, and I just recently I kind of just been binging season 2 because there's a movie that takes place after season 2. So last night I finished like the last like 4 episodes, and then I watched the movie. The movie's good. I mean, it's short, kind of just like basic plot, doesn't really add anything to the grand story, but
Hmm.
it's a solid movie. It's the first movie that come out, which I was surprised it came out in 2018 and it was like the first movie.
Hmm.
I know there's still 2 more seasons, another movie, and then I think season 5 just started, and I think there's going to be another movie this
Yeah.
year. But what's funny about that one was John Cena was like posting about it, so I wonder if he has any sort of like connection to it, which I think would be funny. Yeah, I watched that, and it's definitely a really good show, and I feel like if anyone kind of just wants to start getting into the whole anime thing, or kind of feel like is it really for me, I feel like this is a good one to start with because it's all superheroes and it's a very good story.
Hmm.
Um, I know you watched the was it the Boondock Saints? Is that like an anime kind of, or
Oh no, that's a
kind of
movie.
a
That
little
Boondock
bit?
Saints is a movie with Norman Reedus and Willem Dafoe. No,
Right. I know. Yeah.
the Boondocks is the
The
black cartoon.
Boondocks.
Yeah, that's an anime style, but it's not like
Isn't it, that's
it's
what I
not.
mean. I like it, I've seen it like before, and I know it's kind of like in anime style, so I don't know if people classify that as like an anime or something.
I mean, technically, I guess you could say it is. It's not made in Japan, but it is made by Japanese people with the same cartoon style. But it's got an English voice cast,
Mhm.
obviously, and black humor and all that. No, that's just a really funny show. I watched it back in the day, and when I had the HBO Max free trial the first time when I bought Tenet, I went and revisited it on there, and man, I watched the whole thing again. It was so funny. Oh my god, you should definitely, if you've never like seen a lot of the episodes, there's certain ones that are just. There's an episode with a woman
Mhm.
called Maybelline, which is hilarious. I'm sure people know what that is. But yeah, and there's another one where Martin Luther King Jr. wakes up from a 40-year coma, which is oh my god, it's so funny, it's so ridiculous. But yeah, it's funny that you say you're like really into My Hero Academia right now because the same exact thing is happening with my sister right now, and I'm pretty sure she's the same age as you. You're 20 years old or 19?
I'll be 19 this year, so
Okay, so close. Yeah, she's
I
20,
yeah,
and
yeah.
the movie thing, she had the same exact thing. Because we recently got Hulu when I upgraded the Disney Plus bundle or whatever, and she started watching it, and man, she got so
Mhm.
addicted. She's like, "Oh, we need to go to Best Buy right now so we can get the movies because I need to watch the movie. I can't continue the show unless I watch the movie because that's what's next." And I drove her to Best Buy a couple weeks ago to pick up both movies because they had it, and yeah, it was the exact same thing you were telling me. It's like, man, this show is so good. Oh my god, I'm so addicted to it. And yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, you got to bring your sister on so we can talk about the we just talk about anime for like 3 hours, a three
Oh
hour
my god.
podcast.
I'm pretty sure she would never ever do any video with me ever. That's totally not her thing. She's like camera shy. She's not even remotely interested in any of the stuff I do on YouTube. But I feel like though if you met her in person or something, you started talking about the show, you would be talking forever because she can't get enough of it. She loves Deku, who's I guess is the main character, right?
Yep, the main character.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Yeah,
She's
I've even gotten some pops.
hmm
Yeah, I've even gotten some pops of this of some of the characters. So I feel like you would like it though. So I think you should watch it.
okay. I will check it out. And I'm sure John Cena would be great as All Might if they did a live action.
Didn't
uh,
you yeah, voice crack. Ew. Didn't you watch Cowboy Bebop though, which is an anime?
Oh yeah, that's how you love My Hero Academia is how I love Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, I fucking love that show. It's short though. Like you could definitely watch that pretty easy. It's only 20 something episodes and it's epic. I mean, it's so good.
Aren't they doing a live action for Netflix or something? Something like
Yes,
that?
they are. They got John Chu, who was in the Harold and Kumar movies.
Yeah.
He's doing the main role as Spike, the main character. But I think he like broke his ankle or something. Something happened where they had to stop
Oh my
filming,
god.
so it's been postponed for a couple months. But they're making it right now, and I pray to God it's good because, dude, they cannot mess that up. It's sort of like how they messed up Avatar: The Last Airbender, the M Night Shyamalan Ding
Oh
Dong
my
piece of
god.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, how people got mad at that. Yeah, dude, if they mess this up, people will riot. I'm telling you, they are passionate.
Yeah. Yeah. I can only imagine. I mean, they've messed up like every other anime live action thing.
Like Death
I know
Note.
everyone hates like the Dragon Ball
Oh
Evolution.
yeah.
I know about that.
Mhm.
So hopefully they don't mess it up. This could be like, I feel like video games and anime are the two things that can't get put into a movie because like people have
Yeah.
just like failed. But video game movies have been kind of making a return. Like they're finally starting to do good. Like the Sonic movie wasn't bad. It wasn't
Mortal
like
Kombat looks
fantastic,
amazing.
but yeah. So maybe the same thing can happen with anime. Maybe this will be the right step to kind of make uh, anime stuff good. Same thing with like Sonic kind of showing that video game movies could be good because there was another video game movie I feel like that came out that was good. I can't think of it, but yeah, Mortal Kombat does look good, and I'm been watching that. Like I cannot wait for Mortal Kombat.
Mhm.
I don't know about you. Like, are you a big kind of
I'm
Mortal
not.
Kombat fan?
I'm not a huge fan of it. My friend Rob, who I mention all the time, he loves Mortal Kombat, and he was like, "Dude, you got to see the trailer." I'm like, "Oh my god, yeah, you're right." I'm sure we're gonna go see that and have fun. But yeah, dude, I love that they're making things rated R and brutal when they're supposed to be. They didn't soften it to like some PG-13 shit. Uh, but yeah, like video games are complicated. It's like, do we make it based off of the story from the game, or do we do a totally new story with the same characters? Because like they're doing, for example, Uncharted with Tom Holland, which I don't know how that's going to be. That's going to be interesting. Mark Wahlberg is going to be Sully in that movie. I don't know if you ever played Uncharted, but I don't
Yeah,
know if
I
that's
grew up with Uncharted, so
yeah.
as soon as as soon as I saw Tom Holland was cast as him, I was like, oh no,
But
I'm
you
not a
never
big fan
know.
of that.
You never
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I know. I could always be surprised. And then Mark Wahlberg, and I was like, oh no. But you know what? I'm gonna hold hope. Hopefully it's good because I really don't want that to be bad because I do really like Uncharted. Um,
Yeah.
isn't that supposed to come out this year still
I think that's
or
coming out
something?
this year. I forget. I forget what there's certain things coming out next year and then certain things coming out like late this year. I kind of mixed them up. Like you said, Batman comes out February. Like I thought that was coming out like I don't even know when. But yeah, I got release dates all mixed up. I don't know when that's coming out. But we'll just have to see. I mean, there hasn't been a trailer yet, so we don't know. But there's been photos. There's a photo of him as Nathan Drake that's people have seen, but I don't know. We can only pray they
Mm-hmm.
don't screw that up.
Mm-hmm. Uh, yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Waterworld by chance?
With Kevin Costner, I hear that movie sucks and it was over budget, overhyped when it came out, and yeah, I don't know. Did you see it?
Because I know that there's a whole section at Universal based off of it, which I was like,
Uh,
man, they have a whole like water park based off of it. It must be like something good. And then I'm watching it, and it literally just looks like Mad Max but on water. So I
mhm.
was asking if you've seen it because I'm interested in watching it. So now that you
Yeah.
haven't, I don't know. I'm just kind of
The
scared to
only
go in.
the only thing I know about that movie, Angry Video Game Nerd, I've been watching forever, and he did one of his older episodes was
Mhm.
on the Virtual Boy. I don't know if you ever saw that one. It's goggles. It's
Yeah, I
like
have.
yeah. And one of the games he played
Hmm.
on there was they had a Waterworld game for some reason on that console, which makes no sense. But I remember he was talking about he's like it's an overhyped, over budget, over everything movie that sucks, and it's just like the game. Like I just remember that one thing he said about it, and ever since I'm like, oh, that movie must be bad. I've never seen a second of footage of it. I don't know anything about it except for it's like Mad Max on water. But all I hear is that it's bad. Like I don't know. I just remember that clip.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to know because I know I haven't seen it and I was interested in seeing if you have because I was thinking about getting it maybe.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah,
now maybe I can just
I forgot about
continue.
I'll reveal this, I guess. What you emailed me, your next video idea. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah. So I have an idea plans. I asked Tyler about it, so I didn't like if that I emailed Tyler seeing if that was something that is like worth watching because I didn't want to make
Mhm.
it spend all this time making it at some point and for everyone to be like this is a stupid idea, like what the hell is this? Um so I asked Tyler and he said it was cool. But basically, you know, by the time like right now currently I have 300 50 something movies.
Uh-huh.
And I know by the time it gets down to that very last shelf, it'll be probably close to maybe 500, maybe 500 something. So I was thinking maybe by the time that happens, I have like a nice camera, a nice editing software. I will make a video ranking every single movie that I own. Um, so it'll be from like the bottom 500 all the way up to number one, and I'm not judging it based on like the type of blur. I'm judging like the actual movies. That's gonna be something to look forward to. Might be I might have to do it a part 1 and 2 because I know it's gonna be a long video.
Yes.
But yeah, what do you want to say about that, Tyler? Because you brought it up for
Yeah,
some reason.
like because I don't know, you reminded me because you're like, I don't know if I should get the Waterworld movie, and I was like, oh yeah, Aaron's buying a lot of movies, and then his collection ranking, that's gonna be an undertaking. Dude, yeah, I mean, I think you told me no one's ever done that before, which I totally can see why, because that
Yeah.
sounds crazy. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, if no one's ever done it before, that could either be good or bad. So depending on how your video turns out, it could be a great video. Like it depends on how you do it. Are you going to be, flashy editing? Is it going to be, really funny and quirky and whatnot? And, are you going to be like, okay, I'm finally at the finish line. Number one is Godzilla. Okay, bye. Like, is it going to be like, I don't know. I feel
Hey,
like
no
if you,
spoilers, no spoilers.
oh God, Godzilla's your favorite movie. No one knew that. Yeah, I mean, it would be, yeah, it would be funny. Like number 500 is Godzilla 2 and number 1 is Godzilla 1. So like, that would be a funny thing to do. I don't know. It would just take a lot of time. Yeah, I don't know. I think
Oh
you should go
yeah,
for it.
it would take. Yeah, um, I used to work on my school's news show. Like I was a producer on it.
Mhm.
So I'm used to like having to do these long things and kind of editing it down and putting it out there. But and that would take weeks on end. Like every week it was just like something new, editing something, putting something together, recording.
Mhm.
So like I'm kind of a little used to that, but man, it's just gonna be crazy sitting there in front of the camera holding like this big list. Plus, that's the thing. It's not even making the video; it's just putting that list together and having to just like
Yeah.
figure out, okay, what movie do I like more than the other? Like that's gonna be extremely hard. So that's the one thing I'm like, oh man, dreading.
Dread. Absolute dread.
Oh, Dread on 4K.
Yeah, Dread on 4K. Haven't watched it yet, but that was fun.
And it's funny that you talk about all that. However, I literally, and I kid you not, it's supposed to get here today. I have shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 movies coming in the mail today.
Jesus, dude, you're crazy. Oh my God. You buy movies like so much. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm just damn. You can talk about your 4K video because that was like a shocker. I don't know how you found. Like, did you return it? Did you keep it because it was dented? Like, what'd you do? Like,
There's
what was
actually
the aftermath of that video?
there's more to the video. There's more to the story that I didn't say because it was a short video.
What?
Okay. Yeah, there's more to it. It actually gets worse. It's so funny. All right. So
Oh
it totally
no!
happened on a whim, right? Like I wasn't planning it. I think I mentioned a couple podcasts ago. If I ever do find the Dread Steelbook in the store or whatever and I can get it, I'm going to make a funny video about it. And that's what I had in mind. The whole video you saw, that's what I had in mind to do. But I didn't know when it was going to happen. It was going to be totally random, obviously. So the other day when I went to get it, I had no clue. I just looked on the app randomly. I'm like, all right, is it in stock? Because I check once in a while to see if they have it yet, and obviously it's never there. So it finally said there's a few in stock at my local store, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, no fucking way. So it says it's in stock, and I start, I do the video. Turn the car keys. I start filming that. I start driving. I start filming that. It's part of the video I have planned in my head. I get to the store. I'm like, all right, they finally have it. Let's go get it. And there's nothing. There's nothing on the shelves. I'm looking at every section. There's the one new release shelf that's by itself, separate from the main movie section. It's not on there. It's not in the movie section. I'm like, where the hell is it? It says they have a few in stock in the store. Don't tell me it's not here. I'm going to lose my shit because I'm already starting to film the video. Like, what the hell? So I'm walking around like, where is it? And I finally go to customer service and I'm like, hey, it says you guys have a few of these in stock. Like, I don't see it. Where is it? And the guy is like, oh, we have one. Somebody returned one and I did the return. I know we have it, as a matter of fact. I don't know where it went. Let me go find it. So here's the problem I have right away. Best Buy does not have their shit together, because if they have one left in the store, it would say there's one in stock. I've seen it before. Like, it's happened. I've seen it on the app. It'll say, when I went to get Lovecraft Country, for example, a couple weeks ago, it said there was one left in stock. And when I went to the store, there was in fact one. So why doesn't it say there's one for Dread? So already I'm like, man, Best Buy is annoying. And then not only that, I'm thinking in my head, wait a minute, somebody returned it. So that means it's either dented or it's missing or something. Like, maybe it's been opened. Maybe it's, I don't know, whatever. So I'm standing at customer service and the guy is literally looking with another dude for like 10 minutes. I'm not even joking. I'm like, dude, what the hell? And the store, by the way, is going to be closing in like 5 minutes because it was last minute, because they close early now because of COVID. And I'm like standing there and the line is forming behind me. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so stupid. I just want this fucking movie I've been waiting for a month to get or whatever, that never showed up. And they're looking all over for it. I'm like, please tell me they're going to find it. And it takes forever, but they finally find it and they give it to me. And of course, there's a huge fucking dent on the top. And I'm like, it's okay, relax. I can make it part of the video. It'll be funny. So I pay for it. I go in my car. I do the whole bit, whatever. And yeah, I take it home. I haven't watched it yet, but
wait,
dude,
so
yeah,
and
go
how'd
ahead.
you do the thing where you see it on the? How did you do the scene where you find it on the shelf? Did you go like after you buy it, go and do that? Because it shows you like
No, I didn't.
grabbing it, doesn't it? Oh
My
no.
no, yeah, my plan originally was to walk up to the shelf and film myself grabbing it or whatever, but it wasn't on the shelf. So already I'm
Yeah,
like, man, I can't do the
yeah.
video
Sorry,
the right way. Yeah,
I was thinking of Godzilla. How
yeah,
can
yeah,
you
yeah,
do that
yeah.
for Godzilla?
And
But
by the way,
yeah,
they screwed
sorry.
that up too. For Godzilla, it said there's a few in stock, and obviously when you saw the video, there was only one. Like, I went right away when it said
Hmm.
that, and So, anyways, for Dread, yeah, dude, I was like so annoyed at that. And then the dent was terrible. Like, I briefly showed it in the video, but dude, that dent is really bad. So somebody returned it, and for obvious reasons. So I was like, man, not only did the store not get a bunch of copies of the movie, they got one copy returned from somebody that was damaged. And it said there was a few in stock, and there really wasn't. It was only one. So that really annoyed me. But thankfully, I got Wonder Woman 84. I'm holding it right now. That came in the mail today, a day early. So Best Buy, I have a love-hate relationship with them. Yeah, that was fun.
Well, I ended up making one of the best videos in Tyler Mitchell history. So
Oh, dude,
I guess I would say it's
wait for the Shrekkening.
the Shrek.
Dude,
Man,
I love
I
talking
cannot
about
wait.
this
Do you already
because
have an
I
idea?
have such a crazy thing planned. You're not gonna believe it. Like, oh my God. I think it's May 14th or something like that when it comes out. Hopefully I can get it on the day of. But dude, it's gonna be, oh my God. I'm not trying to hype it too much, but you're gonna be laughing out loud. Oh my God.
Is it going to be a longer video or is it going to be a shorter video?
Oh no. It's gonna be pretty long,
Can
I
you
think.
kind of predict?
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty long thing. It's gonna be
Oh
it's gonna be
no,
it's gonna
man!
all right. Well, I'll give a little tease. It's kind of gonna be a short film.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
my God!
I should put a
I
countdown or
cannot wait
something.
for this. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh man, I cannot wait for that. It may can't come soon enough.
Yeah. Do you have anything planned besides that epic 500 movie ranking? Do you have anything specific you want to make soon?
I'm trying to think of stuff, but I can't right now. I don't know. I thought about maybe doing maybe I was like maybe I do a little ranking before that, but I was like if I do the big one, what would kind of be the point of this? And I don't know. I just feel like I like making like I don't know. It's hard for me to come up with an idea until literally the day of, and it's just like out of nowhere. Um,
Well, what's funny about us doing this
so I don't
podcast,
know.
it's like it's sort of making us do these videos, like the if you know you know videos we've been
It
doing.
is.
Like I would never have made those unless our conversations. You know what I mean? We're sort of inspiring each other to make videos because you made the Godzilla 4K hunt,
Mhm.
then I made the one where I go find the steelbook because you didn't find it, and then you did your Back to the Future thing because you didn't watch it. Like it's funny that we're doing these videos so frequently now because of this is actually a good thing we're doing.
Yeah, this podcast has definitely been one of my favorite things I've been doing
Yeah.
in a while because it has been inspiring me. I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be a cool video, or like I'm getting cool ideas, and you know, so uh, as of now, I just don't have anything really crazy planned besides that video, which won't be out for a while. I'm telling everybody that right now, it won't be out
Hmm.
for a while, but it'll at some point happen. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, me and you still have to play zombies, so maybe that can be some sort of content.
Oh yeah, we got to do that. Yeah, we should try that. I know some, by the way, sometimes you email me and it's like 2 in the morning and I don't see it till the next day. I'm like, man, you emailed me at 2 in the morning because I'm 3 hours ahead of you.
I
So
know, I know.
yeah, there's a lot of emails I
Yeah,
don't see right away. Yeah. But
yeah. I'm
yeah, we
kind of a
gotta,
night owl. I'm just like up at 8 late hours.
right. Yeah, we gotta try zombies at some point. I mean, we could try tonight. I gotta upload this and then do the Wonder Woman video. So I could be free around, I mean, it's 4 o'clock my time right now. So I don't know, maybe 8 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock your time, if that sounds good.
Yeah, maybe I'll definitely see if I can. Um, yeah, I'll let you know about that. So if you guys are listening today, maybe by the time the podcast comes out, we'll also be streaming. So
Yeah. Did you want to
double the
play?
epicness content.
Yeah. Did you want to play, by the way, like without streaming first, like just so we can get, because I don't know how experience, are you pretty experienced with zombies or do you need more practice on it?
No, but I feel like that'd be extremely funny to watch on stream. Just me getting my
Yeah,
ass kicked
you
and
go down a hundred
just like.
times, and I have to keep reviving you 100 times.
Yep. So I think we definitely extremely fairly going in because I feel like that'd be funny.
Okay,
Um,
so we
and
might.
yeah. So we might stream today. I purposely made like an epic troll loadout just for the stream at some point. So, so
Just grenade launchers,
that's
yeah.
something that you can look forward to. Yes, yes, it's just grenade launchers. Um,
So I might be having 3 videos on my channel today, guys. A lot of content.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Friday movies at all?
Oh yeah, I love the first movie. Like the first
Uh,
movie, I've seen like a billion times. The second and third movie, I don't love as much, but they're still enjoyable.
okay. I brought this up because one of the things I have coming in the mail is the second Friday movie on Blu-ray. I have the first one, but it's funny because they never released the third one on Blu-ray. Like they haven't, which I found so weird.
Huh.
Out of all movies, you think the most recent one would be the one that gets on Blu-ray, but no, only the first two are on Blu-ray. But I always wanted to bring this up. I even as very little, I grew up with the second Friday.
Oh yeah.
I'd be crazy, and I'd be crazy to say because it's like why would you be watching that type of movie when you're younger? But with how it was, like my dad didn't really care as long as it wasn't like as long as it didn't show anything
Uh huh.
raunchy. If it was just like language or something to an extent, like he didn't really care. So he'd just be showing me all these movies, and like literally, I was like quoting. There's part in the second movie with like the pimp Pinky,
Hmm.
where he goes into his like music store and like he thinks that the main character Craig's like a robber,
Yeah.
and literally I was always quoting that movie and like quoting that part like since I was little. I've been quoting that part, which I always think is a funny story because everyone's like, "What? Like, why are you quoting that as a little kid?" But yeah, it's gonna be cool to kind of go back and to watch it because I haven't watched the second movie in a long time. So That's gonna be interesting. But I didn't know if you had seen any of the Friday movies.
Uh,
I always watched the second Friday movie, and I'd watched the third one a couple times, but I had never seen the first one, which is like the best one. So
wow.
I got it on Blu-ray and watched it, and it was pretty good. But yeah, the second one had always been my favorite. So I was wondering what you thought about like the whole trilogy as a whole.
Yeah, that's funny. Like it depends like what you grow up with and what you see first, you know. So like you're more partial to the second
Mhm.
movie. I would definitely say I love the first movie a million times more than the other two, but that's so funny though that like when you're little you're quoting a freaking rated R Friday movie. Oh my god. Like how young were you?
I think I watched it for the first time when I was like 6 or 7.
Oh my god, that's so
Um,
funny. Like uncensored?
yeah, no, uncensored. Yeah, I just watched it as it was.
Wow. Um I don't know. I don't know if anybody in
What?
the comments would like have a, you know, like certain movie series. Obviously, people would say this one's the best or this one. Like maybe they're partial to a different one. Like they saw the other one for like with me. Like I like to always talk about how the Evil Dead trilogy. I saw the third movie first, Army of Darkness. I have such a soft spot for that movie,
Mhm.
even though Evil Dead 2 is superior. I just love the third movie the most because I saw it first and at a very impressionable age. So yeah, I don't know if anybody else has something like that in the comments if they want to add that.
Mhm. Well, the first rated R movie I saw in theaters, like actually went to the theater and saw, was Kick Ass. In
Hmm.
2000, was 2007 or something.
2010.
Was it? Wait, what was it? What? Oh, 2010. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first R-rated movie I saw. I think I was three. I think I was like 7 or 8 when I went and watched it in theaters.
Wait, how did you get in?
uh, my mom and dad, they
Really?
took
And
me.
they didn't think it was they didn't think that was a crazy. They probably thought it was like a regular
My
superhero movie, right?
No, they didn't. They knew exactly what it was.
Really?
My mom didn't really want me to go, but my dad was like, "Who cares? We'll cover their eyes. It's fine." Because I've never I've never been like crazy or grossed out by violence. Like that's like the one thing that I was always just like
Hmm.
just I was allowed to see, like violence. So I that's why when super violent movies like or whatever come out, I'm like hardly ever like, oh, it's fine because I've always been kind of just watching violence and never really had a problem with it.
Yeah.
So the violent parts I've always watched since I was little, so I didn't really have a problem with that. So they didn't really care about that if it was violent or not. Like
Hmm.
I was like I've seen so many violent movies with them, like they don't even care. But it's
Wow.
just like the nudity and stuff that they had a problem with, which that movie doesn't. Besides the very beginning, doesn't really have anything like necessarily nudity wise.
Hmm.
Um, Although I do remember there's a scene in the beginning where it has like a teacher getting
Yeah,
undressed.
I
I
was
just remember
thinking
my
that.
like, I remember literally I looked over and my mom gave my dad like the nastiest look, and my dad was just like covering my eyes. He's like, "That's like the only part, probably. It's
Oh my
fine."
god.
I
Dude, I'm just imagining
actually
you.
saw it with my little sister, who's 3 years
What?
younger than me.
Dude,
So
stop. No.
yeah,
Dude, I'm just
yeah.
imagining the scene where
So
he's doing his girlfriend in the by the dumpsters or whatever, and they're like humping. Dude, you're a little kid watching that, and Hit
oh
Girl
yeah.
is chopping up people. Like, how? Oh, that is so
Oh
insane.
yeah, no, hit girl chopping up people. That's fine. I was just like I was enjoying every second of that, but it was just the like no, I can't look at that.
Oh my god, dude, your sister was 4 years old watching Kick Ass. That is nuts.
Yeah, that was an interesting experience. But we ended up going out, and I was like, that movie was awesome, and it's been one of my favorite movies ever since. So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a crazy experience. Um, yeah, I've had a interesting upbringing.
I mean, I saw a lot of crazy, movies when I shouldn't have when I was younger. Like I've been into horror movies like my whole life, but I never was allowed to go to the theater to see, especially at a young age like that. Like what? That's just kind of mind blowing to me. Like I remember when we used to get Netflix back in the day when it was DVDs in the mail. We used to get, all kinds of stuff. That's how I originally saw all the Chucky movies and, all these other movies. And I remember my dad told me, yeah, the Saw movies are off limits because Saw was notorious for being like ultra violent and whatever. And they hadn't known this, but I watched the first Saw movie on TV. It aired on I think Sci-Fi or whatever, and they pretty much keep the violence intact, which is kind of weird to me. censorship on TV. It's like you can show people
Yeah.
getting gruesomely murdered, but you can't say the F word. Like, I don't get that. But anyways, even to this day, I remember, the first Saw movie, I don't think they really censored much of it in terms of violence. So I watched the first Saw movie and I was like, dude, it's not that crazy. Like, if you ask me, the Saw movies are kind of tame. They're not really that disgusting. Like, there's worse stuff out there, like Human Centipede and all that stuff. But
Oh God, yeah.
that was like the only thing that was
I
off
feel like
limits.
down the line,
Mhm.
yeah, I feel like down the line it gets like more and more like overdone, but then they start using more CGI, so it kind of balances out where it's not that bad. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Saw movies are definitely not as crazy.
Mhm.
Although I have like one thing I'm super like just don't like is when it comes to like eyes and stuff. Like when people like are chopping like or cutting out
Yeah.
eyes. Like that's the one thing I'm like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, the only thing the trick
Um,
I use in my head, if it's like something like involving eyes or something like that, something really gross, I always just imagine in my head, okay, this isn't real. Like, it looks real, like they do a great job, but
yeah, I
it's
try to
not
imagine
real.
like the behind the scenes. Yeah. Another thing too. Before even I watched Kick Ass, my my aunt was like a massive horror fan, especially of Chucky movies. And
Mhm.
when I was little, they like make me watch the Chucky movies, and like that literally just like I was like I couldn't do it. It was so scary to me.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, no, I don't want to watch it. And then they'd be like, no, you're gonna watch this. You can't be scared. So then I was forced to watch the Chucky movies, and it's been a big fear ever since. And not anymore though, because I literally own one of them on
Dude, that's
Blu-ray. And I
so
want to own the
weird.
other one
That's
for
so weird how
nostalgia's sake.
you're like it's the opposite. They're like you have to watch this. Like, they forced you to watch it. Like, what the hell? What?
But I grew up with that, but not Star Wars. I didn't get into Star Wars until 2015. So that's kind of the opposite.
Yeah, that's
I have
kind
the
of weird.
anti-childhood.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, you're into like you got like into different things people get into later on. Like, the essentials for me were like Back to the Future and Star Wars, but you were getting into it way later. It's like the opposite. It's like, what? I don't know. It's just kind of funny how it works. Yeah, it just depends on
Although I
like
was always like a big superhero person. So, like
yeah.
I like literally Spider-Man 2 was always playing like 24/7.
Hmm.
And I that wasn't even the first movie I think I remember watching. My mom tells me the first movie I watched in theaters was Shark Tale. Like, she watched Shark Tale.
Hmm.
But I don't remember that. The first movie I remember actually going to watch was Spider-Man 3. 2007. I think it was. I was like 5 or 6 or something.
Yeah.
Which I feel like it's so weird because they're like, dang, you're barely that young in 2007, but it's like really 2007 was over a decade ago. Like, it's pretty far, but it doesn't even seem like it's that far. That's always been kind of weird to me. Like, these things that even seem so far, they're actually thinking about it. They're like decades old.
Yeah.
So that's always kind of been mind blowing.
Like, I remember 2000, I don't know why I specifically think of this era, like the 2013, 14, 15 era. I really love those years in my personal life. And that was actually like a while ago. Like, 2013 was 8 years ago. Like, wait, what? Like, how? Like, I don't know. Time is just flying. I don't know about you.
Dude, but like I don't know why, but that era of movies during 2015, Age of Ultron, Jurassic World, like, oh my God, that was like, amazing to me. Like, I remember like how like, oh man, this year is going to be so packed and so many good movies and memorable stuff. And I just remember that entire summer, and it's like that was like 6 years ago. Like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, then again, the whole last year doesn't count because of COVID. Like, that year does not count. Fuck that year. But yeah, like, seriously, like, time is just going by way too quick.
We got like 2 or 3 movies last year, so
yeah, seriously. I don't know what the hell my favorite movie of last year was. Like, I'd like to say Birds of Prey is a joke, but it might be true. Like, I don't even know what. Like, seriously, like, I do love that movie, but I really do think that might be my favorite because I don't know what else came out in 2020. I don't even know. Like, I lost.
You got Birds of Prey, you got Sonic. Which one? Choose.
Yeah, I haven't watched Sonic yet, so therefore, by default, yeah. So,
although didn't Promising Young Woman come out last year, and you watched that recently?
I don't know. I guess you could. Is that a release from last year? Technically, I don't know. If it is, then yeah, that's the best movie. But I don't know. Oh, Tenet was 2020. Tenet was pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. Love and Monsters, I like that one.
4 or 5 movies.
Yeah, like I can name like 4 or 5 movies and that's it. I don't know. Um, yeah, man, last year sucked ass, but it's only going to get better. I'm sure once things, because when you realize what you took for granted, you know, for most of your life, you know, freedom, not wearing a mask every
It's
day.
everything better.
Yes, you'll be like, man, I definitely appreciate this now. So yeah, concerts. I'm so looking forward to concerts. I'm so looking forward to
Oh
vacations,
man,
man.
what concert did you have lined up to go to?
I mean, you know, I when things happen, they happen. Like, oh, this person's playing. Okay, we'll go see them. It just sort of, I mean, I was supposed to go see a Para show. It was actually supposed to happen in April, but they postponed it yet again because it's you know it's still not good, you know, good enough yet in terms of you know coronavirus cases. But that's supposed to be happening in the summer apparently. Um, Besides that, I mean, I don't have anything, you know, I just gotta wait for people to start announcing tours and for things to start getting rolling again. I miss Warp
Well,
Tour.
what was the? Oh, I was gonna say, what was the last concert you went to?
Uh, I think I'm trying to think. I think the last one I went to was the Youngblood and Halsey. Halsey showed up at the end for one
Oh,
song. That was on Star Wars Day in 2019, May the 4th. I'm pretty sure that was the last one I went to. And that's one of my most viewed videos on YouTube, which is cool. But that was a great show. Youngblood is awesome. My sister was a huge fan of him, and she's like, "Oh, we got to go to his show." But I'm like, I don't know if I like his music. And she gave me a list of songs to listen to, and yeah, he's really good. Um, we saw him at the Culture Room in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. For those of you who are into concerts and venues and whatnot, I've been there before. I saw Beartooth there, which is one of my favorite bands. Uh, but yeah, man, I used to go to concerts all the freaking time. Like 5 years ago, I was going to concerts all the time. Uh, I so miss that experience. Just like going in the mosh pit, you know, whatever, like anything. Not even heavy shows
mm-hmm.
necessarily, just any concert. You know, I saw Fleetwood Mac in 2015, which was amazing. Um, yeah, man, I saw Metallica in 2017 and Event Sevenfold on the same show. That was a special day for me and my friends. Yeah, man, it's one of my favorite things to do, and I miss it. I miss it dearly. Did you go to a lot of concerts before or no?
I've been to two in my life.
Uh
I think when I was 5 or 6, I went to a Green Day concert because that was
Okay.
my favorite band at the time.
Yeah.
Um, and then recently, I think it was 2018 or 2019, I went to a System of a Down concert, which, oh my God, that was so
Nice.
good. Like, it was amazing. Yeah. It was insane. But it was like nothing but I was like, dang, like I want to go to more concerts now. Like after that, I was like, man, I keep missing out on these. Like I really should go to more of these.
Yeah, you know what Warp
Yeah, I
Tour
was
was,
like,
right?
it was a yeah, it was the one I went to. It was like a double concert. It started out with a set by Incubus, and then the second set was System of a Down.
Uh-huh.
Um, so that was like it was like so good. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like one of like the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna say like
I even come to a mosh pit, and it was like,
oh
wow,
really?
like, yeah,
Oh dude, that's so funny.
yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I was gonna say Warp Tour was a thing. The last Warp Tour was in 29 or no 18. Was it 18 or 19? I forget. I think it was 2018. They ended Warp Tour? It's not a thing anymore. It was a thing for 25 years or whatever. But they would do it every summer. They would go across the country doing shows with a ton of bands. It was a whole day. It was a music festival. Dude, Warp Tour is like honestly, I went to it 3 times, 3 different years. It was the best days of my life. It was so fun, honestly. Like I have so many great memories. I regret not going to. I think I missed 2016 and 2017. I missed those 2 years. I didn't go to them, but I regret not doing it because they ended it. But man, I just miss
Mhm.
that. Like it's just like an all day festival where you go to see like at least 10 different bands throughout the day, and it's so fun. And there's mosh pits, and it's hot outside, but it's just like a really fun day, and you're surrounded by thousands of people that are fans of the same music. You buy a bunch of merchandise, and oh man, dude, I miss that stuff. Like if I know you guys have
Yeah.
Coachella in California. I'd love to go to Coachella. Like that would be fun.
We also have this thing. I don't know if it's like everywhere, but there's this thing here called Ozfest.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of like heavy metal bands and stuff, and they come over here. And like I have family members who've gone like every single one, and I've always like I think they invited me like one time, but I was like, I don't know, because I've heard like crazy stories from there. Like
Hmm.
I've heard times where like there's been there's like hundreds of fights everywhere. There's always a bunch of crap burning. There's like Nazi dudes walking around. So I was like, I don't know. But now that I've gone through all this, I'm like, you know what? Maybe that won't be too bad.
Yeah, you should definitely do a
being at home
festival.
another day.
Yeah, you should do a festival because it's
Yeah.
really an experience.
Yeah, I do want to go to Coachella at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Coachella's the big thing over here, but I've always thought about going to it because it seems like it's like such a big deal. So yeah, I do want to go to a festival. Have you been? Like, you said you've been to a festival though, so like I can always I guess I can ask you if it's cool or not, or like the best bands to see, and
Yeah, because they
who do you think has been like the best performer?
Well, when I went to Warped Tour, I went to it 3 different times, and there's like a whole setup where they tell you, they have a whole display of like, okay, at these times, these bands are going to be playing on these stages. And then you just pick your favorites or ones you've heard of or ones you've never even heard of, whatever. So like you'll discover bands, through the thing. And, I mentioned this band called Beartooth that I love. And when I went to my first Warped Tour in 2014, which honestly, like I haven't told my friends that I went to it with. I really do think it was the best day of my life. Like I'm kind of getting goosebumps thinking about it. I haven't told them this because it's it's like you're so emotional talking about that stupid day where we went to see stupid rock music. But no, it was a real experience because I'd never been to anything like that. And the first band we saw was Beartooth, and I didn't know anything about them. But my friend Patrick had heard of them. He's like, oh yeah, dude, they just came out with their first album. It sounds awesome. I'm like, all right, let's see how it goes. Dude, it was amazing. Like, oh my God. I was like so into it. They did a cover of the Ramones Blitzkrieg Bop, that song that was in Spider-Man Homecoming. They did a cover of that, so I knew something at least. And then all their other songs are super catchy. And dude, honestly, man, I miss those days. I mean, oh my God. Just, when you ever get a chance to go to a festival, definitely see the bands you've heard of, but also go see things you've never heard of. And, there's certain times throughout the day, okay, there's no bands playing that I know. Let me go see something new, and you'll have fun with it. Like there's people crowd surfing, there's people moshing. It's amazing. Like it doesn't even need to be rock and roll necessarily. It's just people having fun. Like, dude, it's really great. You should definitely do a festival one day.
Yeah, I definitely plan on it. Now that you make it sound so amazing.
Yes.
So yeah, who knows? Maybe at podcast live on top of a crowd surfing.
I've never crowd surfed, by the way. I've always been the thing is about crowd surfing. The only reason I don't do it, I'm afraid my wallet or my phone is going to fall out of my pocket. That's the only reason I don't do it.
That's exactly what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I don't want to lose my stuff.
Someone's going to punch me in the. Like someone's gonna end just like punching me dick or something, and I'm like
I've done mosh pits a bunch of times, and you definitely get hit in the face and hit in the ribs and whatever. Like you get hit, like no matter what. But I can handle that. That's fun. And you're just letting out all this energy. It's just a really funny thing. It's just I don't know. Moshing is so silly, but it's so awesome at the same time. Because like you're just being like you're literally just standing there, just like throwing fists and like I don't know. It's just so weird, but it's like the most cathartic thing.
There's always that one person who goes in like just like their arms are like in like a windmill, just going and trying to win people if they can.
Dude, have you ever seen those videos where people edit over like pop music and people are moshing over it? Like it makes no sense. Like they edit in like bees and it looks like people are swatting at the bees or whatever. Like it's. Oh my God. It's like so
yeah.
Like I don't know.
Did you ever see that video? I was gonna say, did you ever see that video where they're moshing at a Denny's?
Yes, dude, I know about that.
Ever seen that?
Here's the thing. Here's the story of that video. It's called the Denny's Grand Slam. Okay, it's on YouTube. This band, I don't know the name of them. They played at a Denny's that was closing. So that's the reason why they were, playing in a Denny's. I'm like, how the hell did they play in a Denny's? There was no one else in there. It's just, it was a Denny's that closed. So they were able to use the property before they vacated, I guess. So the guy takes advantage. He's like, what's up, Denny's? And then everybody starts mocking. Dude, the video is so funny. Oh my God. No, but I was going to say moshing is great because if you had a shitty day at work or you had a shitty day in general, you can just go to a concert and listen to heavy metal and just let out all your aggressions. It's so cathartic. Like I'm telling you, it's so fun. Like it doesn't matter if you get hit in the face or you hit somebody else in the face. Like it's just, if you go in the mosh pit, you know what's going to happen. So don't feel bad. You know what I mean? Like don't feel bad if you hit somebody. Yeah, man, it's just, I miss that so much. It's literally been years since I moshed, but I want to do it so bad. I just watch videos right now. Like the other day, I was watching a video of people like moshing at this concert. Like I was like, man, I gotta do it. I gotta do it again. Yeah, I just want stuff to come back to normal, for the love of God.
I would say this is a good segue, but have you seen Yogi Bear?
I assume you're talking about the newer Yogi Bear with the Dan Aykroyd. No, I haven't seen it. I haven't. How is it?
It's I saw it in theaters when it came out. At a theater that's now been turned into a Walmart. But sorry, I just wanted to do something where it's just like we talk about this mosh pit and just completely go to something random.
Yogi Bear.
Yogi Bear.
Yeah,
which I do own. Which I do own on Blu-ray, by the way. So
I think my sister has that on DVD. I haven't watched it though.
Well, you need to get the DVD. You need to just completely just soak yourself in the Yogi Bear lore. Maybe butter yourself up with some picnic stuff, like have a picnic and maybe just watch it there. And, yeah. But yeah, I think that's a good way to end this podcast. Now we've been talking for a bit.
Yeah, Yogi Bear.
What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think we went over an hour, so this is a little extra content there. Yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff. I'm glad we talked about, concerts in particular. That's like one of my favorite things ever. And we talked about, all the stuff we watched, and hopefully, you do have more videos on the way. In that collection video, that's going to be something. I hope that actually happens, because that's so ambitious. Like, it's such a crazy thing. Yeah, I mean, we can probably play zombies tonight, so hopefully that'll happen. And yes. Yeah. Anything else you want to mention?
Don't go to mosh pits at Denny's, because you might get hurt.
All right. So the title should involve mosh pits and Denny's. I don't know, just Denny's mosh pit or something. I don't know. We'll
come up with it after. I don't know, we'll come up. Yeah, we'll come up with it.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, if you guys enjoyed the podcast, this definitely went all over the place, but that's what we do this for. So, I'm Aaron.
I'm Tyler.
and we just
popped off.
Over you guys.
I was hoping you'd say yeah. This, but you did a better thing. I actually like what you just said. That was funny.
We moshed. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.